Did you want me to videotape?
Yeah, thanks for coming over. I was working on this plate and getting it ready. This is for the test for number 58. And I was just cleaning it with this DuPont rubbing compound, kind of getting off the old ground. And it just started looking so interesting. I thought, well, I'm going to get Linda over here and videotape this. So thanks for coming over.
Sure.
Hi, I'm Bill Ritchie, and I'm getting ready to test Mini Halfwood Press number 58, which is on its way to the East Coast. I have everything ready for a fast test. I have my ink, which is a Charbonnel soft black, a spatula, flexible spatula, some mat board chips for spreading the ink around, little rag, tarlatan, telephone book pages, a hot plate, the printing plate itself, which is a little different this time because I left some of the etching ground on it because when I was cleaning it, I thought it was interesting, so I thought I'd experiment. A sticky pad and talcum powder, and of course, the press. So I'll get started. First, I'll spread the ink around. Better plug in my hot plate. A little ink on my plate. Spread it around with the chipboard or mat board. These are little scraps of mat board. I don't know how this print's going to turn out, and that's one of the things I like about printmaking is when you don't know for sure what you're going to get. In this instance, I was cleaning the plate, getting ready for today, and it looked interesting, so I stopped cleaning. Decided I'd print it that way and see what happens. One thing I forgot to mention, the printing paper, which is underneath my ink slab. This is Arch's cover. I ran it under tap water for a minute, and then I blotted off the extra water and put it in a sandwich bag. Next, I'll use the tarlatan, and the sticky pad will help keep the plate from flying around. Well, it's a little stiff right now, so I'll warm it on the hot plate just briefly. I don't want to get it too hot. That will soften the ink and make it so it doesn't fly around so much. And then I'll switch to paper. Telephone book page makes good paper wiping. The plate's still just a little warm. Now I switch to the hand wipe. To do that, I have to have a dry heel of my hand. Get it nice and dry with just a little bit of talcum powder. This is called the hand wipe. The hand wipe will bring up the contrast to its maximum. The last thing I need to do is clean the edges of the plate. And I'll be ready to set up the press. It's ready to go. The Mini Halfwood press has 2 pressure screws. To set up the press, you tighten them all the way down to the bed, and then you release it about 8 or 9 half turns. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, till it's just high enough to get the blankets under the roller. Once they're under the roller, you tighten it back down about 4 or 5 half turns. I do it all by feel. However, the press has roller rulers on the side, and by lining up the block with the numbers, you can get an idea about what pressure setting you're using. It's just about at the D on the roller ruler, A, B, C, D. From my experience, I would judge that's probably the right pressure. Put the plate on the bed and the paper on the plate. And roll it through. One time through is enough. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to turn the press around so you can see pulling the proof. But before I do that, I like to add what's called a moment number. That is the year, the month, the day, which is the 10th, and the time of day, which on the 24-hour clock is 17:14. And there's the proof. Kind of interesting. As I said, I didn't clean the ground off, the etching ground, from this plate. That black stuff there is actually laser toner from a silly transfer etching plate. And as I was cleaning it, the image of the ship became visible, and I thought that was interesting. I make a test plate like this for my mini Halfwood presses, and so it's a little bit like making an addition of copper plates. There will be ideally about 49 of these copper plates, all about the same composition, but at some point I need to improvise and make some variations, and that makes it all the more interesting. So that completes the test for number 58. After the video, I'll go back and print another proof for myself, and this print goes with the press along with the plate mounted for the owner of the mini Halfwood. So I'm Bill Ritchie, and I thank you for watching. A few more things need to be done before I pack this up and send it off to the East Coast. For one thing, I need to roll up the blankets that come with every mini Halfwood press into a tight little tube so that they'll fit in the box along with the other things that come with the press. For example, the postcards, 2 postcards, a business card from myself. Here's the stamp that will seal the box when it's all finished, just like a cigar box. The Allen wrench that's used for tightening the hub on the wheel, just in case it ever becomes loose. A blank new copper test plate for the owner to experiment with. A user's manual. The little baby book, I call it, that tells about the making of this particular individual press, number 58. And when I get it laminated, the finished card that holds the collectible copper plate with an explanation as to how the copper plate came about. Inside the lid on the box is the certificate of authenticity, showing who bought it, when, and with my stamps on it, showing that this one was made by Bill Ritchie. And this box, of course, nests inside the press. The last thing I'll do is set up what I call the beauty shot, showing 2 sides of the press, and that will go up on the owner's website. I have one web page for everyone who owns a mini Halfwood press, just as if it's one of my artworks. I'm Bill Ritchie, and I thank you for watching.